All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. I want to give double honors to the head apostle, Nettles, a great millstone, who rule well and teach well. I want to touch on this video from Anton Daniels entitled, quote, I still get my guts beat in, so I'm not ashamed of being a single mom, end quote. Woman lashes out at families. And as you see on your screen to the left, you got the end up. Okay. Now I want to play the beginning of this video and then we're going to pull out some scriptures. So without further ado, let's jump into it.
You can say what you want about me being a single mother or a baby mama, if you will, and trust me, I have heard it all. I once had a girl in college tell me that we were not the same because I was pregnant and set to be a baby mom, and she was engaged and set to be a wife, and she had the ring to prove it, and there was a reason for that. And I think about that girl often. According to Facebook, I think she's like 3 kids deep now. I just want her to know if she's watching this. While your kids are in your house tearing it up and getting on your nerves, you're going to be doing laundry every 5 minutes and the dishes the other 10. And that man is sitting on your Ashley Furniture couch putting a dent in it and sucking up all your O2. My kiddo's going to be in Florida living her best life all summer. And I'm going to be here in my house on an acre that's clean and quiet for 4 whole months. And with all my extra disposable income because I only have 1 kid, I'm going to be jet setting on a flight every other weekend, living my best life. And yeah, I'm not married yet, but I do have somebody that comes over and sluts me out whenever I want him to. He leaves with a pocket full of snacks. I leave happy, and we don't talk other than that, and I'm very okay with that. Nobody getting on my nerves and leaving socks next to the dirty hamper, even though it's right there. But, I hope your life is as charmed as mine. I hope that ring is real snug.
The fact that she goes over and she still follows this person on Facebook, even if it's true, because a lot of times people be creating made up villains in their minds in order to be able to justify.
All right, so you heard it. And in the society that we live in, it is, and what is pushed in the society that we live in is, for these women not to be wives, but to be sluts, to be harlots. Okay. And they've made that a cool in thing. And these women are not seeking in a relation. I would say a long-term relationship. Okay, they're seeking to be in multiple relationships and to have much fun and satisfaction as they can. And this woman has no shame, right? She has no shame that she's a single mother and she's basically a harlot in the streets. And she's speaking down on somebody who is actually in a relationship, who is actually, I believe, a wife, okay, whatever the case may be, and promoting her lifestyle, being a single mother. Like the video says, I still get my guts beat in, so I'm not ashamed of being a single mom. So she promotes her lifestyle, over a woman being a wife. Okay, let's go to Sirach the 26th chapter real quick. Because everything has been turned upside down under the rulership of Esau Edom and what he is pushing in this society concerning his agendas, right? And the various different things that is promoted heavy in Babylon the Great. And, the majority of our people have grasped upon this, okay? Especially the so-called black woman, right? The scripture says, she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth, roughly paraphrasing. Lord willing, be able to get that in a little bit. Let's go to Sirach 26 and 22. It says, and a harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. But the contrary is pushed in the society that we live in. What is pushed upon these women? To be a harlot, to be a slut, to sleep with multiple men or as many men as you can, all right? To take advantage of what you can get from these men that you lay down with, or the multiple relationships that you enter in and out of, okay? Even furthermore, to having kids multiple children with multiple different men to reap the benefits off of not just the men that you lay down with and have, their children, but also reap the benefits off of Esau's various different programs. Okay. It says, and a harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. A dishonest woman contempteth shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband. A shameless woman will be counted as a dog, and you can see this woman, she has no shame. She's not shameful, as you see in the title. And this is what she said out of her own mouth. I still get my guts beat in, so I'm not ashamed of being a single mom. Okay. And that whole feminist culture that is pushed heavy in Babylon the Great, that these women can, they're liberated and they can do these various different things. And Esau Edom has set them up on a platform, on a level, okay, and is giving them various different outlets and means to make these claims, right? And everything that these so-called feminists state and stand so boldly upon, it has been set for you to make these statements, to stand upon these things by men. Without men setting these pretenses for you to stand in, you wouldn't be able to state these claims and boldly pronounce them, right? It says, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. The majority of all women are not shamefaced, man. The majority of our women are shameless, especially the so-called black woman. That's why we tell you, that's why we tell you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American men to stay away from the so-called black woman. All right. 9.5 times out of 10, she's up to no good. Verse 26, a woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all, but she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all. Now, she's not in a particular relationship per se, but you see what she's pushing, that the whole marriage lifestyle is, something that you women should not be, going in that particular direction, right? That her single mother lifestyle is the best thing ever. She has so much freedom. She's all she has to do is care about herself, and she gets to ship her kid off, for 4 months during a particular time period of the year and sleep around with her. What do you think these women are doing when they, because a lot of times when these women have custody, they have the 50-50 custody, whatever the case may be, and every couple of weeks, that man of that child or children, gets the kids for a weekend or a week, or in this case, 4 months out of the year. What do you think these women are doing, man, during that time period? You think that they just sitting at home baking cakes and knitting quilts? Come on, man. Like the scripture says, she like a thirsty traveler, right? Let's get that real quick. Let's see here. That's matter of fact, I think it's the same chapter. Let's see here. Bear with me one. Yeah. The same Sirach 26. Let's skip up a little bit. Okay. Let's read the point first and then we'll jump up. Sirach 26 and 12. Actually verse 11. It says, Watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he had found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. Okay. Like the scripture says, she wipeth her mouth and she saith, I have done no wrong. Look at her face. She has no shame of what she's doing. Okay. And she's actually disgracing, her mother, her father, or whoever raised her. Right. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Let's go to Sirach, the 42nd chapter, and let's go down to verse 11. It says, Keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter, lest she make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies, and a byword in the city, a reproach among the people, and make thee ashamed before the multitude. And this is what happens when these These women are raised wrong. Okay, you know they're raised in that Americanized mindset. Okay, and you know you being the father or the mother, guess what? Just like the scripture says, you are made be a laughing stock. Okay, Esau points at you and laughs, right? And even you know Jake that sees this thing take sees particular instances like this take place. Okay, you know the parents, the mother and the father, has some finger pointing. Okay, you are to blame, right? Just like the scripture says, train up thy child. You're supposed to be raising your children according to the holy scriptures, but the majority of our people, they're not being raised like that. Okay, they're being raised in these doctrines, these philosophies. Okay, the ways of the world, and it's very detrimental. Okay, to us as a nation. Let's go back to Sirach 26, and let's jump up to verse 8. Sirach 26 and 8. A drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. All right, this woman is shameless. She says she has no shame. She is not ashamed of being a single mother, right? And basically being a harlot in the city. It says a drunken woman and gatherer abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. She's letting it out. She's wearing this as a badge of honor. Okay, something that a lot of these so-called black women should be ashamed of. They're proud of. It says, verse 9, the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. Look at her. Okay, that's that haughty look.
Once had a girl in college tell me that we were not the same because I was pregnant and set to be a baby mom, and she was engaged and set to be a wife, and she had the ring to prove it, and there was a reason for that. And I think about that girl often. According to Facebook, I think she's like 3 kids deep now. I just want her to know, if she's watching this, while your kids are in your house tearing it up and getting on your nerves, you're going to be doing laundry every 5 minutes and the dishes the other 10, and that man is sitting on your Ashley Furniture couch putting a dent in it and sucking up all your O2. My kiddo's going to be in Florida living her best life all summer, and I'm going to be here in my house on an acre that's clean and quiet for 4 whole months. And with all my extra disposable income, because I only have 1 kid, I'm going to be jet setting on a flight every other weekend, living my best life. And yeah, I'm not married yet, but I do have somebody that comes over and lets me out whenever I want.
Yeah, because nobody wants you. All right, there's a reason, and statistics prove this, that the so-called black woman is the least desired. All right, you're the least desired, and rightfully so. Continuing on in Sirach 26 and 9, the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. You see the haughty look and the pride of this woman. Verse 10, if thy daughters be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. And this is what is happening on a very high level, okay, especially over here in Babylon the Great. Our women are abusing themselves with the overmuch liberty that has been given to them by the powers that be and the things that are pushed in society. Okay. Verse 11, watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. I'm going to read verse 12 again. It says, she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. Yeah, what do you think she's doing in that 4-month time span that she doesn't have, her child, and the baby daddy has, the child and is watching over, the child for that 4-month period of time. Okay. Yeah, she's trying to live her best life. She's gonna be in the clubs, the bars, meeting multiple men on the date naps. Okay, trying to sleep around as much as she can. Verse 13, the grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. And that's a rarity, man. Okay. It's a rarity to find a woman who is silent and loving, shamefaced. Come on, man. Especially in the society that we live in today, man. Because the contrary is pushed heavy, through Hollywood, through movies. all right, in various different aspects, okay, through that overmuch liberty that has been given to these women. It says, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. A shamefaced woman and a faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued. So there you have it, man. All right. Let's matter of fact, bear with me one moment. Let's go back. Let's skip down to verse let's skip down to verse 25. Sirach 26 and 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all, but she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all. Okay, you know, you got this hookup culture, you know, where these women are just, you know, sleeping around on a very, very, very high level. Okay, you know, through the process of these dating apps and various other means, Instagram, Facebook, social media. There's a lot more ease of access, so to speak, than in times past. Okay, let's go over to, matter of fact, let's go straight to Micah 7. We can close out on that. This is Micah 7 and 10. It says, then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power, Yahweh? What you got to understand, you know, speaking to you brothers, that these women are ultimately set up as your enemy, man. Okay, they take their instructions, their orders from Esau, Edom. That's who they look to for guidance and instruction. To the serpent, they'll listen to those little sweet whispers. Okay, yeah, you don't need no man, girl. I got you. Okay, I'll give you these benefits. I'll put you on these programs. You can be a single mother. You can succeed. You can do this, girl. Right? He gave you a statue. Gives you these various different things to look up to. He's giving you Hollywood, these women in Hollywood that promote feminism and a whole bunch of bullshit, right? So these women think they're good, man. They think they're okay. They think that there is longevity in this when there's not. Really, Esau Edom setting you up. It says, then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power, Yahweh? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. And this is what's about to take place on a high level. These women are about to get trodden down in the streets. Okay? See, they're going to carry over that mindset of feminism independent into the beginning stages of all hell breaking loose, man. You know? Let's read that again and we'll wrap it up. It says, then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power, Yahweh? Mine eyes shall behold her. Yes, you know, hey, majority of all women, they don't believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. They don't believe in the order that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has established, with the woman being ruled over by her man, the woman being under the man. They're completely against that. Okay? Even these women that believe that, you know, that know they're Israelites, that watch the videos. Okay? Yeah, they believe, you know, some aspects of the scripture, but there's a lot of aspects of the scriptures that they don't believe, man. Okay? And the order that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has established being one of them. It says, mine eyes shall behold her, now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. Lord willing, now is edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors to the head apostle, Nettles, a great millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessing to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, in all truth and sincerity. To the next time, Shalom.